Hello everybody, this is the Next Archer, and this is going to be my review of the Benchmade Mini Skirmish. It is a blue box Benchmade knife, and this one's actually a first production. You guys can't read that, but it's number 120 out of 1,000. Has all its paperwork and the little microfiber case. So let's talk about this knife a little. This is going to be more of an overview than a review, as I have not tested it that much, nor will I probably. So what is this knife really made for? It seems like a very tactical-like knife, but almost, in my opinion, it's a gentleman knife, because one thing really disqualifies it from the tactical use. So a tactically gentleman knife, or even an everyday carry knife, as it carries in the pocket very well. So let's talk about a little the weight. It is pretty light with the titanium. I believe it's 4 ounces. Let's make sure you have 4 ounces. So it's a medium size knife. Show that compared to the Spyderco Delica. So you can see the handles almost the same size actually. I'll put the Zero Tolerance 0550 next to it, and the Paramilitary 2, which you'll see why these are next to it in a moment. But my next point is going to be talking about why it's disqualified from being really a tactical knife, and that's going to be this thumb hole right here. It's extremely smooth, opens extremely smooth because of the Teflon washers in there. With a wrist flick, opens up beautifully and very quickly, but if you're not going to flip your wrist, good luck trying to open it quickly. Yeah. Reason being is very smooth on there, unlike Spyderco holes where it will actually kind of grip onto your fingers right there, and will make it so you can open it very nicely. Second reason why this can't open very quickly is when pushing up, your thumb will actually hit right there once it comes off, and as you can see right there, it takes away a lot of that pressure, as well as right there wants to hit your hand and make it so it will not open. So it can be opened very smoothly, kind of like a Zabenza. So that's why I call it a gentleman's knife. It's because it's more made to open smoothly and not very quickly, unless you're doing a wrist flick. So the lock is a frame lock, as you can see, or as Benchmade calls it, a mono lock. Very nice, strong lockup, and it is completely on there, the lock bar is. So, don't have to worry about that. One thing that I was worried about at first was I was holding the knife like this and checking for blade play. As you can hear that, I thought it was horrible blade play, but under further investigation, it was actually the lock bar. When I was doing this, I was putting pressure on there. I was actually pushing that lock bar and making it hit the titanium. So that's one thing you might have to worry about. Not sure if that's going to be a problem with injuring the titanium, but we'll have to see later on. But no blade play, left or right, up and down's fine. So that's nice. Let's talk about the blade a little. I believe that's 3.5 inches. Let's check that. This is a 3.5 inch blade, so yeah, about 3.5 inches. Maybe a little more, a little less. It is a recurve design, which gives it a little more blade with a giant belly. Pretty thick blade also. Let's compare this to the Spyderco Delica, which had almost the same length handle. So you can even see, this is one of the reasons that I put it kind of in the tactical group, is because look at the blade to handle ratio. That blade is huge compared to the handle. And also, let's look at that. Pretty thick blade profile as well, or blade thickness, as well as a false swedge going down to the tip. And that thickness does continue all the way there. Very sharp, uses S30V steel. Let's see if I can show that it will shave hair. So, it is hair shaving sharp, and I have not stropped it or sharpened it or anything. So, okay, and it is a satin finish, like all of Benchmade's satin finishes knives. I don't believe Benchmade stone washes or bead blasts any of their knives, although this handle is bead blast. Pocket clip is tip down only, right hand only, which I kind of disliked at first, but the fact is it's quick enough to get out of the pocket, just pull it up and there you go. Only downside is I've started doing that when I'm carrying my other knives, and that's not a good habit. So, especially when you have a bunch of tip down knife or tip up knives, and you're starting to flip them around trying to get to them. So, that's a bad habit to create. So I don't know how much I'll actually carry this one. It is a steel pocket clip, unlike the handles. Cannot be reversed, as I said before. And there's a bug that keeps walking around on my review table. Okay. It's not a ordinary Benchmade pocket clip either, which kind of surprised me. Yeah. Here's one of the normal Benchmade pocket clips, which I'm really glad they did not use. I'll show how deep in the pocket it goes. That much will be sticking out, which I don't like that the pivot area on knives sticks out. I hate when water and stuff gets on those, sweat. It can actually start rusting that area. Not my favorite thing to happen to my knife. Okay, the handle. Full titanium handles. No frame inside or milling. I hate when my titanium is milled also. No clue really why, but I think it's just I want to get as much titanium as possible. I'm not really too worried about weight. I do really like this design, almost like a swirling, and it kind of seems to me like it's creating that ball all these swirls are. So that's really neat. And there you go. You can see where the detent was, kind of like when there is no detent hole, as the zero tolerance knife doesn't have one, but it still does have a detent. Very nice. As you can see, it does have a pillar flow-through design, so it will be easy to clean out, and that's another reason why I don't like milling, is because you can just take a regular cloth, brush everything out, and cleans out very, very easily with this. Almost no texture on it though, just feels like titanium, bead blasted titanium. This has a little grip, but not too much. Everything has a smooth feel. There's no sharp portions of it, which really makes this into a gentlemanly-like knife. No lanyard hole either, as you can see. Kind of gets rid of all the unnecessary things, in my opinion. As some of you may know, I paid $140 for this knife, which $140, $150 was what they were selling for when they originally came out from dealers. Right now they're selling for a lot more since they are discontinued. So you can find them on eBay still for around $250, maybe $240. I don't plan on selling this one though, as this was one of my Grail knives. So that's all I really wanted to say about this knife. Oh, it's a blackwood design. Has some jimping on top of the blade. It's not too functional, but the handle locks your hand in place anyways, so very comfortable. As you can see, it doesn't want to open sometimes, so there you go. There's my little overview. I will have a review coming out at some point, not sure when. So I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.